Well, I mean, there's two scenarios. If we assume that there's no Brexit deal, then clearly we're going to have tariffs. We're going to have a lot of friction associated with that, and I think, we would also have sterling fall. So I think you will be importing inflation, and as I said, the friction costs of managing our way through the process would add to inflation in the UK. So I think that's one scenario. I think the other scenario is if we get a deal, in 2021. We are looking at the UK producing 5.5%, maybe 6% GDP, admittedly against a very weak comparison from this year. We've got savings ratio up at a record level of 28%. I mean, it's never been here as far as I can remember, certainly in my career. And UK consumers want to spend money, and companies will look to want to repair their profit and loss account from what's been a devastating 2020 for a lot of them. So, I would imagine that, and I'm talking to, say, for instance, TUI a couple of days ago, the prices of their holidays in 2021 are going to be 14% higher. And I don't think that's just a microcosm of what we're going to be seeing. We're going to be seeing people put prices up, but I think at the same time, consumers who haven't been able to spend money on hospitality, largely obviously going away, will be minded to certainly go out and spend money. And I think all this leads to quite an inflationary mix in 2021.
Fair enough. What are the central banks going to do to respond then? Because, I mean, as you point out, the Bank of England may well resort to negative interest rates. So are they going to be moving in the wrong direction? Hence, are we going to get them way too far behind the curve? Because, of course, we know from the Federal Reserve as well, they're going to probably reiterate the point today that they're allowing inflation to run hotter than they previously would, just so we get a sustained burst of stimulus into the economy.
I agree, and I think that's what the UK, the Bank of England, is sort of intimating that clearly they don't want to go down the negative interest rate route. And I would imagine that in 2021, if we can start to see the impact of the vaccinations, a bit more confidence returning to the markets, I think the Bank of England will be more than happy to see inflation sort of lift up above some of the readings that we saw this morning. I think they'll let it go. I don't think they'll go behind the curve, but certainly they'll let it run for a bit.